Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase and review we're going to be looking at the Transformers the movie. This is the retro reissue of Generation 1 Perceptor. So with this video we're going to unbox him live in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We're going to have a look at him in, it's got both of his modes there, but he's definitely got another one, so I'm going to show you that as well. There's loads I'm going to try and go through with this video. We're of course going to do some comparisons with his original Generation 1 self. We can then have some comparisons with his original figure from the original Microman Micro Change toy line. I'm going to show you the differences in how he's been packaged from in the Generation 1 days, again between Japanese and between Hasbro packaging. I've also got a couple of other Perceptor figures from the toy lines, including the Generations, and of course a little more recent, the Studio Series 86 version. And then of course we will bring in all of the other figures that have been released in this toy line as well, just to give you an idea of how he's looking and shaping up with them. So as you can see, loads to get through with this video today. So as I start to pop all these back, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to this channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now please, because it really will help me and the channel out. And also to thank Hasbro Pulse, because I ordered this literally only a couple of days ago and I wasn't expecting it to be delivered so soon, but as you can see it is. Right, before we open it up, let's have a look at the beautiful box art. So it's stunning, isn't it? It really is. I'm loving the fact that it's the full pretty much wrap around. There's Unicron coming in at the top. There we've got the old school way where it's showing you how many steps, well not how many steps, it's showing you, I suppose, the transformation process in a few steps. Again, the box wraps all the way around. We've got the tech spec there in multiple languages. And again, we've got a little bit of a write-up there as well, where it just says the universe is threatened by the greatest villain Cybertron has ever known. The heroic Autobots must find a way to destroy this menace if they are to hope to save their homeworld till all are one. Lovely. Right, let's have a look inside then. So I've got no idea how this is going to be packaged. Obviously before he was packaged in his microscope. In fact, let me just show you that very quickly. Even though the boxes were quite different, and unfortunately I don't have a bubble for that, they were still packaged in the microscope mode, scope mode, and there's no way at all that we're going to be able to do this because it's just too wide. So he's not going to be in his microscope, so it's going to be interesting to see how he is packaged, especially because at the moment they're closed boxes. They're throwing proper curveballs at me all the time, to be honest. Well, let's have a look at him then. Really excited for this toy line. I know it's just a reissue of a G1 mold, but the fact, oh wow, that they just give that just a different paint job. That is crazy to think that that is exactly the same mold as that. That is ridiculous. Right, so he's in his robot mode. There's his accessories. I need to set him free from there and come straight back to you. Right then, so I've just set him free from the packaging, and funnily enough I just wanted to say that it's reactions like that that just reaffirm to myself why I don't like to watch other people's reviews before I see them myself, because I want to give you my genuine first impressions, and I was genuinely stunned and indeed a little bit blown away by how good that looks. But obviously what we need to do is just correct a few things. I've just set him free. We need to move the arms out. On the back there's this dial here, we just need to lift his head up a little bit higher. Repeat the same process for his arm here. Is this going to be turnable? No. Where's his fist gone? Ah, there it is, completely memory blank there. That's just again a sliding fist. Interesting to see one of them back. And then the accessories, we've got the 3 missiles on a sprue. We've got his blaster, which is so much lighter color than before, same as all this. I'm going to be using an original one though, because I'm not going to take them off the sprue for obvious reasons. For those of you who don't collect G1 or completely miss them, to give you an idea of size for this figure, if I bring in, I suppose, a normal deluxe DevCon, and then funnily enough, if we're going to do some deluxe figures, there's the Studio Series 86 version of him. So you can see the original figure is a big toy. It's much bigger than you expect it to be. Yes, it's blocky, but it's just such a great figure. I'm going to show you why, hopefully, because on all the packaging it's just got 2 modes, and the G1 version had a 3 and it had a 4th fan mode as well. So hopefully, well not hopefully, I am going to see if I can remember to show you them as well. So let's start off with just having a look at him. So we've got a lovely extra paint apps there on the head. We've got the eyes being blue and the gold there. I'm going to do that. In fact, if I bring the original in, let's do some full comparisons straight away. So obviously there's no chrome, but it doesn't matter because we're going for the same colors that he was when he was in the cartoon. And of course that's exactly what he looks like. That's why I was a bit surprised by it. You can see the difference in the reds and the tone of the reds. That's what I mean, and the difference between the guns, which is really good. There's no stickers on this. You've got nothing to worry about these coming off, etc. And yes, you can see there is actual tank treads. That's one of the modes which isn't featured anymore, because I don't think they used it at all, even in the cartoon, to be honest. So because a little bit of tiny brief history, but not going off too much, he was already a Micro Man figure before he was a Transformers. I know this figure is now known as Magnificus, but this was originally released even before the original G1s. So he was in black, and again it was to replicate a more realistic working microscope. So I was lucky enough that this just came with a collection that I brought. I try not to go and buy Diaclone and pre-Transformers figures just because they cost too much. I was just very lucky that this one came in a collection that I brought. So this is the very, very first version of this mould. And then what we've got here is, of course, the latest use of it. And what seems to be really good is that the joints are really stiff. Like with the Devastator mold issues we've had, they've been really stiff, whereas this feels fantastic. Now fortunately there is definitely no head rotation. Don't do that because you will snap it. Shoulders, there is, look, it will go all the way around. There is not a swivel, but there is a bicep flexion. You've already can guess there's no wrist swivel because I've just slid it out. And again, this is just all down to memory. I cannot remember. Also, you need to know, if this isn't all the way out, please don't try and turn it. You're just going to snap it, pull it out, and then make sure you can rotate it. There is no, I'm glad I just checked that carefully, and I probably should have been able to work it out that there's no waist rotation. However, with the legs, they will kick all the way out to the side. They will come, no, they won't go backwards and forwards. Complete memory loss. There's a knee bend, and there's not really an ankle tilt or rock either. But again, it's a basic figure. That's what you're sort of expecting. Let's attach the accessories then. So very simple, little dowel, big dowel in there, and a little tab. I always get scared when I'm doing this because I don't want to break it, as silly as it sounds. Like, you'd like to think that it isn't going to break as you're putting it over. There we go, and then just correct that. So there we go. I think I'm just going to do this pretty much for the last time, bring the original one in. And then actually, because I've got them all like this, I might as well bring some other perceptors in before having a look at some other modes. I just want to see how much torque or how much venom is in one of these. None at all. I don't even think there's a spring in there, so I should have checked first. It doesn't look like there is. And of course, that's another one of the main differences. It perhaps is because these are smaller projectiles. Obviously with the Seekers missiles, etc., they are massive. So yeah, that's probably why they're getting away with that. This is probably going to be the most in-depth review of this figure, but I want to get across as much as I can. So there we go. There's the original. Let's go side by side. Let's go at the back. It's really notable, isn't it, the colour difference? I mean, hopefully it's coming across in this video as well. As I say, I've just got a standard phone. Right, there we go. That's enough with this particular original one. You know, considering I wouldn't think he's like a main character, he's had an abundance. Now, this isn't all of them. This is just a few of the other Perceptor figures. I've just gone with the deluxe ones just so you can see how big he is. I could, if I wanted to, I suppose, put this little one at the side as well. All of these are Perceptors, but you've got the main gist and the main theme that they follow this aesthetic, of course, because that's what he is. And of course his alternate mode has changed so much over the years, but this one being the original is back to a microscope. Right, let's see how good my memory is, and let's see if I can transform him into at least one of the modes. So there we go. There's the microscope. So we've already worked out that the legs, oh, let's move the arms right the way out. I can see what I'm going to do here. Let's rotate the head all the way down. Let's bring this up for a second, rotate these over, move the fists down, move the fists down, and then we're going to slide these in by the looks of it. I think I've got that the right way, thankfully. That's going to be the chest part, which is opened out. You can tell I've not done this in ages. I can't bring that up. And I'm going to have to turn this. Yes, that's going to go that way, and rotate that over. Bring this forward, so up, over. I believe I've got a tutorial of this G1 anyway, but hopefully you're managing to just about follow what I'm doing here. Why is that not going around? That's there. Do I have to go all the way around this way? It appears that I do. So, right, there we have, and if I angle this very carefully forwards, there is, I've just brought the head up by accident, so make sure we tuck that away, because obviously we don't want to see that through there. They haven't took their head away, funnily enough, I've just noticed, but obviously you don't want to see it. There is the microscope. Now, the old versions of this used to work as literally a microscope. I think it would zoom up to about 10 times, to be honest. Right, that is the microscope mode, the only one that you see there. But because you can see he's got some tank tread, shall we say. He's got some tank tread. So he did have another mode, which was known, and it was literally as a tank. And I'm pretty sure that this mode, to be honest, was in the instructions. I've just got to see now if I can remember exactly what it is. So you may notice you can then slide these wheels out. Yep, you can. You can slide them all the way out like so. These come out of there. In fact, I need to rotate this the other way and turn it over. This is going to be the back. It's amazing how you forget things, but to be honest, with most of my figures, because I've had them like this as an adult, again, I don't really obviously play with them. It's mainly only for the videos that I've done things like this. So now what I carefully need to do is bring this down. That will fit in there like so, and this was like literally a mobile tank like so. So I say you had the turret, it literally will spin around as well like so. You could turn it around if you wanted to, but as far as memory serves me, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I know I did it in the original Generation 1 video, that this is a legitimate mode. It literally is everything. That's why you've got the tank treads, that's why you've got the wheels that come out like so. There was also a then fan made mode, which was very simple. You literally just got the whole midsection. I'm going to take this very carefully up, and what this gave you now was, I think it was just referred to as like a rocket launcher. And again, you've got the sight there, and you could then bring somebody behind like so, and basically be controlling it if you wanted to. So again, this is the thing about these figures, and I think it's why I've enjoyed them so much growing up and into an adult. They're still so much fun, there's still so much to do with them, and the fact we've got crazy things like this, you know, fan made modes. Right, let's take him back to robot mode then. So let's bring that up out the way, lift this up. It's a good job them pictures are there, because I've got to confess I am using them to jog my memory. Bring that down, rotate, oh no, keep that bit there. All of these are on so separate axes. You can see you can move these all around, fold that in, bring this down, rotate that to the back, fold out the toes, hide away the feet, and then nice and carefully with this, bring these, remember, all the way out. If you don't bring them all the way out, please don't attempt to turn it. You will just literally snap that off there. That's going to be covered up lovely by that shoulder cover. There's the sliding fists. If anybody from Hasbro is watching, remember what happened to them. And then bring this out and then roll the fist out. Then this seems to be on that side in that picture, so fold that over, bring out the head, and let's just load him up again with everything. And as I say, just very quickly bring in some of the other figures from the same toy line. So we've got teeny tiny little hound there, we've got the original first one from this collection, and then this is going to be really difficult because they're all seekers and they've got huge wingspans, and they're also all the same height. So I don't know if they're all going to work or all going to fit. Oh, they are, not too bad. And I've got a bit of a bonus one as well to show you in a second. Just wanted to quickly show you the instructions. So you've got the accessories there, you can see, and there is definitely none of them extra modes in them instructions. So there you go, that was a bonus for this. And then here's hoping, fingers crossed, for the next, or at least one of the cartoon accurate molds. That's an eHobby Japanese exclusive. If you're wondering, that is of course Animated Colors Galvatron, and at the moment this is completing the lineup so far. Hope you enjoyed looking at him, hope you found this interesting anyway. Let me know in the comments if it's too much information or if it was just about right. All your feedback is really important to me as I try and obviously give you the best videos that I can. Thanks for watching guys anyway, take care.